4. Welcome to the library, where, in this entry of Intro to the Realms, we are going to look at a pair of races that have been a part of the realm since the earliest days. Races that were both left to their own devices for separate reasons, one due to its overwhelming disregard of personal danger, while the other were simply left behind as their creators set off on their own ambitions. Despite this, the two found in each other skills and temperament that not only complemented each other, but, as can be seen in the modern realms, synergized to elevate both into becoming a vital part of those realms. Today, we look at the Halflings and Gnomes of the realms. Perceptive patrons, regular visitors, and new guests of the library, I am the recorder, and before we continue on to the topic of today's entry, allow me to ask you to like, share, and check your subscription to Gryphon's Library so that you can always have ready access to entries as they release. If you wish to further support the realms and the library, join us at Gryphon'sLibrary.locals.com for early access to entries days before their regular release, as well as content you will find nowhere else. Full podcast episodes of Podcasts of the Realms will be available to all free members and paying supporters at Gryphon'sLibrary.locals.com, while previews and other in-the-work material will be exclusively available to my supporters. Other means of support are detailed in the channel's description page. Thank you for your consideration and support of the realms, no matter what form it takes. Now, on to the entry. It is important to note that the gnome and halfling cultures and societies have blended in a symbiotic relationship. This societal shift and merging was due to the nature of both cultures, how they were placed on Jam'mar, and was solidified by the reign of the Daemon Vanson. Physical description. Halflings are almost very small humans. They reach an average height of 3 to 3.5 foot tall, and have normal human skin coloration and hair. They are very light and agile, and as a race prefer the skills of a rogue when adventuring. They are similarly blessed with a very sharp and discerning mind, able to spot valuable items in an instant. Gnomes stand slightly taller and a bit more rotund and stockier, while still being agile and deceptively nimble when they are so motivated to be. They are also more easily to grow beards and other facial hairs, where halflings tend to struggle with growing more than a thin mustache or a wispy beard. Where halflings can spot the values of items naturally, gnomes can read those they interact with exceptionally well. Origins. The wife of the creator god of the dwarves made the halflings by accident. Her name was Shella, and she created them with the same wanderlust she herself possessed. While she taught them the formation of their caravans and basic mercantile skills, she then became bored. Once she was sure that they were safe and secure, she left, simply disappearing into the stars. The site of her departure became the first node city. The halflings do not resent her for leaving, as they understand wanderlust all too well, and they continue to wish her the best. Gnomes were created by another of the original goddesses. Lono was jealous of her companions. Her sister and her brother had created it for themselves, the halflings and dwarves. So she set about creating her perfect race. Small in stature like her, she decided they needed to be incessantly curious, creative, fun, inventive, and spontaneous. She was, after all, a scientist and inventor, and she wanted her creations to be her lab assistants. She realized too late that her diminutive helpers had no restraint or fear. leading to numerous accidents including destruction of entire labs and centuries of work. Spying the small folk her sister had abandoned upon the plains of Betonia, she tricked her assistants into going to the mortal realm and left them there, as they were far too hazardous to keep around. The gnomes, enchanted with the possibilities unveiled in the world of Jam'mar, bid her goodbye and good riddance, as her rules and protocols had been far too restrictive. Major cities or historical sites. The birthplace of the race of halflings was the Forge of Samos, but they were brought to Jam'mar by Shayla, who first placed them on the continent of Betonia, in the fertile and grassy plains found there. Shayla's departure is the only node city with an official name. Node cities tend to exist within a week or two hard ride or flight from each other, all over the surface of Jam'mar. They offer repair, refueling, and respite from disasters that can occur. They are designated by numbers to avoid regional confusions. Halfling and gnome caravans exist basically everywhere in the realms, and all operate on these similar parameters. Other than the node cities, the halfling and gnome lifestyles is nomadic, traveling amongst the caravans that are the basis of their culture and society. Environment of origin. The halflings are somewhat unique in having developed in the grasslands of Betonia, south of the mountain home of the dwarves and the forest villages of the elves. They instantly saw the need for long-distance commerce between these groups, and the arrival of the gnomes in the grasslands made administration and instatement of such businesses and endeavors possible. The gnomes originated in the laboratory realm of Lono, and had been almost literally deserted in the grasslands by their dismayed creator, who felt they could do the least damage there. As time has proven, she underestimated their potential vastly. Eventually, the caravans would cover all the lands and the seas and then the skies of Jam'mar, and now beyond in the Age of Stars. Religion. Halflings' legends tell that their goddess Shayla had to leave, driven by an innate wanderlust. They do not bear her any ill will for this, but they do not worship her. She bears more of a hero status within their mythologies. She was the wife of the smith god that had created the dwarves to assist him in his celestial forge. Years later, in the war amongst the divine, this husband was slain, and she is unknown. Halflings tend to be pragmatic in their practices, worshipping whichever god is a patron of their personal professions. Beyond this, the Valors are extremely popular, especially the Halfling Trinity. Religion is an important facet of their lives, but they have no established temples, only a few wagons dedicated to the purpose in any one caravan. In the current age, many gnomes either worship the Valors, or Kolor or Rolak, the gnomish gods. Political systems. The Halfling gnomish political system is entirely based on merit. Those who do the best job are raised to positions of power by evidence of their results. This is regardless of race, sex, or any other characteristic save the integrity of character and work ethic. Each caravan is overseen by a caravan master. This master oversees the companies of family and individual wagons. Each caravan is made up of many companies, which consist of many families, extended families, and even close business allies. While they have their own wagons and specialties, they are similar to elven clans. As the individual families expand, there are new wagons added to the company, and older wagons retired to the status of heritage wagons for storage and other uses. Gnomes are more naturally suited to the administrative and inventive tasks, while halflings are the crafters and makers of both the wagons and their temporary structures. Every caravan consists of the members of the company along with hirelings, allies, and any passengers. It should be noted that in times of great societal stress or upheaval, many caravans can come together in a temporary alliance called a consultation. Culture and customs. The halfling and gnome culture are blended. It is a symbiotic relationship where the strengths of each race are utilized to their best effect. There are many families that consist of both gnomes and halfling parents or patriarchs and matriarchs. The culture is strongly based on family and on merit. Notable animals. As most superior quick transport, pracons are used for runners or emergency, but regular beasts of burden such as oxen or their like are mostly used for the wagon hauling. Along with being merchants, gnomes and halfling children are taught to be expert foragers and hunters in whatever climate their caravans operate in. As such, they are generally hardy survivalists despite their diminutive size. Architecture. The node cities, which serve to service the various caravans and support them, are mostly built to be functional domiciles for temporary habitation and use. The wagons used by the caravans are built lovingly and decorated by each family or individual to their specific style. Usually very colorful in nature and festive by design, they're also made to be hardy and resilient in all climates. Over time, if the original owner of a wagon has passed on, these would be kept as part of the caravan, usually tended by a close family member or an apprentice. These are called heritage wagons. This applies not only to the sky ships as well, but even space transport used by the caravans. They are identifiable by the colors and the flags they fly. Halfling, gnomish caravans have been the savior of many settlers and settlements looking for specific items in a pinch. Apparel. Gnomish and halfling fashion is always the most current. It shifts by season, with their men and women modeling the sharpest and finest garments in the cities and towns across the stars. Everyone, even the dwarves, with their disdain for more fanciful things, appreciate and purchase the fashions provided. Village girls across the realm are known to order custom dresses from seamstresses with the caravans. The gnomish seamstresses are known to make the most ornate of gowns and dresses, with strays, petticoats, and all matters of adornment. And with that, I am going to draw this entry on the gnomes and the halflings, the traveling merchants and entertainers of the realms, to a close. Hopefully you have a better understanding of the origins and the vital role these little folk play in the greater realms, ensuring goods and services are available across the realms and to her many people. Perceptive patrons, regular visitors, and of course, new guests of the library, I thank you for your time, your interest, and of course, your continuing support of the Realms of Jam'mar and Gryphon's Library. As always, it means the world to me. Thank you, one and all. Now, until you make your way back to the library for your next entry of Intro to the Realms, I, as always, have been the recorder. And by the 9 and 4, be well, take care of yourselves and each other. If you'd like to contribute to the further exploration and explanation of the realms, please consider leaving a comment, a like, and sharing the video around. I read all the comments and make efforts to reply to each. Thank you for helping to grow the channel, and know I look forward to each and every one of your comments. Other methods of support can be found in the channel's description. Thank you for watching,